I'm part of a corporate world. Yes, corporate world is based on growth. It's based on profit motive, and it does a lot of things in order to maximize its profits. But that does not mean that all corporates are heartless or that all corporates are not concerned, because in the long run, if the economy does not do well, and the economy will not do well if your human capital is under pressure. So if human capital is under pressure, and that is because of this that many other support systems of the economy start failing, it is true that economy will not do well. So if you were to really look at the long-term view on what corporates should be looking at, and some of them do, they may be silent or they may be under the radar, but they definitely do, and they are concerned about it. You will find that the corporates also have a role to play. Yes, the obvious supporters of the present regime is big money, and however, you would note that there are a handful of corporates. The kind of concern and anxiety that you will find even amongst corporate India about the way economy is failing, the way agrarian economy is under threat, which means day before, the economists talk about mass migration to urban areas. These are things which are going to create a huge amount of stress on the economy, and all of us in the corporate world are looking at dwindling profits in the long run. I think the difference between the previous regimes and this regime has been that they have come on the promise of development and progress and everything good and achhe din and a corruption-free India. Number one is that they are exactly what is not what they proclaim to be, which many other regimes have come. But what is very concerning is that this regime has got a single-minded agenda, and it's to that agenda that they are functioning. They have infiltrated and corrupted every institution in this country, and the fastest corruption of democratic institutions, the speed at which it has not happened in the past 50 years, except in the last 4 years, right? So the speed at which they have been able to, destroy the fabric of the society, fabric of the democracy, marginalize constitutional, values. I think that is very, very scary. This regime has been able to put those differences in our heads so effectively. So when we look at a human being, we don't look at them as my friend or my my colleague, we look at them as religious identities. We look at them as caste identities. These are not the conversations that we have grown up with. And that is what is very, very scary and insidious about this new regime. The time is now for like-minded people to come together. There is a pervasive sense of fear and isolation. And I think things like this bring people together. They give us a lot of hope and courage. Unless and until I'm aware of these kind of diversities in this country, I will not be able to, do anything meaningful. And all of us today have learnt a lot, and many more people like us need to learn many more things. And therefore, platforms like Inclusive India, one, need to be formed and then need to be propagated. And I hope that Inclusive India is able to find its footprints into the rest of the country.